today. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. And the New England Patriots versus Tom Brady and the Buffalo Bills.
From the area known as Patriot Place, EA Sports set for football at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Today we've got an AFC East matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway in Foxborough. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here come the Patriots now on offense. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
First play and a first throw for Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. That's some early fireworks on the first play from scrimmage.
The last fireworks I saw, July 4th, okay? Here they are celebrating the start of this game the exact same way. Explosive right out of the gate.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Rodgers. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Rodgers now to throw. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 23. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Rodgers going to throw. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Here's Rodgers. Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Aaron Rodgers. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They will be led out by a man who is just so synonymous with the New England Patriots, now in another uniform trying to beat him. This is the great Tom Brady. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. Well, that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Brady going to throw. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Bills first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On first down, Brady. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Offense was moving a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause, that forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 26. A good pick up there of 20 yards. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Brady's throw there, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. They'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The Patriots going with a dime package here. 2 extra defensive backs on third. Throwing now is Brady. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
I love the coverage we just saw break out on third down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Rodgers. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. To throw is Rodgers. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest. And they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
49, guys. Mike.
Mixon is into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
McPherson now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
after the touchdown. McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Brady. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Brady. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Play action. Now it's Brady. A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
So now on 4th down, Sam Martin on to punt for Buffalo. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Patriots take over. New England's offense set to go.
Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, that a very strong gain of 24. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing is Rodgers. And a pass complete to Waller on the out route. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Now it's Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
On second and inches, Rodgers. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Throwing now is Rodgers. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. The celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bills Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be. Obviously, they're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now, because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point, because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 8 more yards this time, coming off back-to-back first down pickups. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Brady now to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 48.
Brady now on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On play action, it's Brady. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Brady to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2. and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To throw is Brady. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Cade Otton, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have cut it back within a score. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2. Brady's going to look to throw. Complete at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Just like that. Just like that. 49.
Rodgers now on first down. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I'm thinking the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. After the penalty, it's Mixon. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on third down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it, and were able to keep the drive moving.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 44-yard line. Inside handoff to Mixon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Again, it's Mixon. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. On 3rd down, Mixon. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And this one is no good. He missed it. And they'll be unable to build here onto their 5-point lead. The Bills going to take over again on offense. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this was still going to be a 1-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Brady. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Brady. And he finds McLaurin. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Brady. Complete. This is Lewis. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Again, it's Brady. We'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 22.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Barkley, inside handoff. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And they're knocking on the door. 2nd and goal now in a one-score game. Another try for Barkley. And he takes it in across the track for a Bills touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part one is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Takes it at the 7. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down 17-14. A minute 54 on the clock. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw, Rodgers. And that's That's complete to Davis. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
This has been all that we'd hoped for. Two of the game's all-time great QBs slugging it out in a one-score game here in the second half. 1st and 10. Now he's flushed out right. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Rodgers in control as he hurries his guys to the line. Back to throw. That completes it again to Metcalf. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. To throw is Rodgers. Flushed out right. Catch is made by Metcalf. And will be taken down here just shy of the 30. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
They drive some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On for the field goal now is Evan McPherson. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
(17-17) the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the Patriots who will have first crack at it as we're back underway here in overtime. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now Rodgers. Pass is tipped, but he's still able to bring it in. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That'll be a New England first down and gain of 12. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
49.
Mixon running wide side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Rodgers to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Let's give him the credit he deserves because he can really do no wrong. It's got to be demoralizing for a defense to have someone who can cut up your secondary all game long with his arm and then rip off a huge gain like this with his legs. A championship effort from that man under center.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Rodgers going to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Second down, here's Mixon. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's Rodgers. Completes it to Davis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic, and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. On play action, now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback when there's extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. McPherson's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
Brady's throw there, incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Carl Davis forced his way through, drops it for a loss of 10 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On the draw, this is Barkley. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Brady going to go on 4th down. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That, the definition of a do-or-die play, but they keep this overtime session going with a 1st down. And that is the play of the game right now. Had to have the conversion to keep this one going in OT, and they got it.
They don't get it. As you noted, it's over. Down 3, they had to have it, picked it up. Now they get ready to go again with a new set of downs.
On 1st down, Brady. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Brady to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. They overrule him that time in a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 24-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Brady again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him. And with just 2 seconds remaining, the timeout is called here in OT. Justin Tucker's out to try to field goal. This to potentially get out of here with a tie. Now whistles blow and the Patriots are going to take another timeout. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. On 4th down, Sean McDermott trots the field goal unit out there. This to potentially keep this game alive at OT. And he got it. It's good. They answer with a field goal of their own to send this game into sudden death. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. New England's offense set to go. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles. My palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the 3rd drive of overtime. And as we know, from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And partner, I've not been a huge fan of a certain cliche, but it does actually apply here. Who actually wants it more now? I mean, both of them have gotten field goals here in overtime.
Yeah, they've been out there a long time trading field goals. Now we'll see who wants it more.
Yeah, mental conditioning as well as physical conditioning is going to determine who wins this one.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw going to be caught by Davis. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they got themselves a first down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field. That can be very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Mixing up the middle. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
49, guys. Mike.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From midfield. Here's Rodgers. Oh, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So we've had a made field goal on one side, a made field goal on the other, and now the costly interception, Charles, as this overtime session continues.
Can you believe it? Both teams were matching each other point for point, kick for kick. Now one big mistake here in overtime, and that could end it, because if he gets a chance to kick a field goal here and win it, oh, the smiles on that sideline will be huge.
And he's already made that one here in overtime, so the confidence probably sky high.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. So after the INT, it's Brady.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
A handoff, Barkley running left. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
76 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Matt Judon there to bring him down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll take this one down to the 36. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. And they have won it here in double overtime. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
The trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL.